Hi everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here, this time reviewing on The Search for Santa Paws. Now, as you know, The Search for Santa Paws is a 2010 Christmas adventure family fantasy film that was pretty much the 10th film in the Air Bud series, as well as being a prequel to Santa Buddies. Now, keep in mind that since this was also meant to be a spin-off, I do have a bit of a theory that the film itself and its sequel are meant to take place in a totally different continuity, given the fact you had Mrs. Claus in this one, and it kind of seems like Santa Paws was just openly created at the last moment. Well, in Santa Buddies, it's sort of implied he's going to be more of a legendary figure, the same with Santa. So the premise of the film is meant to follow Santa Claus, who receives a letter and a gift from an old friend of his and toy store owner, Mr. Hunklebuckle, who was the ambassador of the Santa Claus, which was an organization to help and encourage the Christmas spirit. We kind of see how he's given these sort of toy dog Santa Paws, and we kind of see how Eli and the others use the icicle to bring Santa Paws to life. And this is where you kind of see how Santa Claus and Santa Paws become inseparable and become good friends. We also see how they have to journey to New York to help sort a problem out. And of course, this is where a certain incident leaves Santa Claus without his memories and his icicle being stolen by a hobo. And this is also where we kind of see how Santa Paws has to journey to find him back and try to fix the damage. I would say the film, is a bit like mixing Elf and Annie, but with a totally different story. Of course, we kind of see how Mr. Hunklebuckle's grandson and his wife are trying to open up the store to do this last big will thing, and I think throughout the movie you do kind of see them trying to get used to running the store and finding their true purpose. I think when you've also got two orphan girls, Wilhelmina as well as Quinn, I think their characters work, like Quinn kind of having the Christmas spirit and Wilhelmina kind of being more of the open-minded one. And yeah, when you kind of got the owner of the orphanage, Miss Stout, she's obviously a poor man's version of Miss Hannigan. I think her character is slightly there, but I just think it's a little bit of wasted potential. Again, the film does have some pretty deep moments near the end, and I think, yeah, I can also see why they wanted to do it as a bit of a spin-off. You could tell they were trying to distance themselves from the Air Buddy series and wanted to focus on a totally different premise. I think what's actually interesting is the actress who plays Quinn, Caitlin Massa, was also known for playing the dog Tiny in Santa Buddies. And I also know as well, when you kind of have the caseworker being played by Bill Cobbs, was also known for playing in the first Air Bud series, which he had the role of Coach Arthur. So I can see where this is done to sort of bring back past actors and say, hey, remember the actress who voiced this character? Or hey, remember the guy who played this character? And again, I get it, this was also meant to reference how Bill Cobbs started the series in Air Buds, and I know the point of the actress who plays Quinn is meant to reference how a lot of time had passed and kept going. I think, well, yeah, it's got some good moments and some redeemable ones. I think it's a little bit passable at times. Like, you don't really get much time to know the characters, but you can tell they still try to do their best. And I know sometimes making a movie, you have to figure out what's best, what you can do, and what you can bring. I think, well, yeah, Santa Paws is an okayish movie, but again, it's got some really heartfelt moments and some redeemable ones. So I think it deserves a thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, but kind of okay. So, Comic Reviewy here, signing out.